This is News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Good afternoon and welcome to Live at 4. Following the death of UW Whitewater gymnast Kara Welsh, domestic violence is top of mind for many people here in Wisconsin.
Our Maddie Himes brings us information on what to do if you or someone you know is facing domestic violence. Maddie?
Yeah, Meryl Brady, according to End Domestic Abuse Wisconsin, 96 people died from domestic violence in Wisconsin in 2022. This is the highest total since the organization began tracking in 2000. The youngest reported victim, 20 months old, and the oldest, 93. Shannon Berry is the executive director of Domestic Abuse Intervention Services, or DAYS, here in Dane County. She says there is no age, race, gender, or status to domestic violence victims or perpetrators.
I don't think people realize how pervasive domestic violence is. We know that 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men will experience physical or sexual assault by an intimate partner at some point in their lifetime. So the reality is every single one of us in this community knows somebody who's been touched by this issue or who is currently dealing with this issue.
Berry says less than a quarter of domestic violence incidents are even reported to law enforcement. But research shows it's not only becoming more common, but more fatal. On News 3 Now at 5, we'll speak with Berry about warning signs and support systems for victims. And we have resources for victims up right now on channel3000.com.
Well, Maddie, thank you. And we want to take a second to share one of those resources. Up on your screen is the 24-hour helpline for DAYS in Dane County. That number is 608-251-4445. If you don't feel comfortable talking on the phone, there's also a 24-hour text line, and that number is located at the bottom of your screen.
The Manitowoc County Sheriff's Office is investigating the discovery of human skeletal remains. The Sheriff's Office says the remains were found on private property on Saturday. The sheriff has not provided specific information about the race, sex, or age of the remains. To find out more, they're working with the Wisconsin DOJ's Division of Criminal Investigation, the State Crime Lab, the Two Rivers Police Department, and other agencies.
In a statement, the Sheriff's Office mentioned the case of Elijah Vu, a 3-year-old missing from Two Rivers since February. It reads, "We are fully aware of the ongoing case of missing 3-year-old Elijah Vu, who disappeared in February. At this time, we are unable to confirm if the remains discovered are related to the case." As soon as we know more information about the remains, we'll provide an update right here on News 3 Now and channel3000.com. To receive updates directly to your phone, download the free Channel 3000 mobile app. Tomorrow, Vice President Kamala Harris will debate former President Donald Trump. It's the first debate between the two and potentially the last. The rules are the same as the last presidential debate between President Biden and Trump in Atlanta. Both parties will have muted mics when they're not speaking. There will be no live audience. The debate airs at 8 o'clock our time. ABC News is hosting in Philadelphia, and you can watch here on CBS. We'll also have a breakdown of the debate online and in our 10 o'clock show.
Ahead of that debate, we're taking a look at some new polling here in Wisconsin.
Political reporter Will Keneally has more on what that means for the races here. Will?
That's right. The top line numbers here show a very similar race to what we've been seeing so far. For the presidential race, Democratic nominee Kamala Harris is ahead of Republican Donald Trump by a few points, but still within the margin of error. Now, if you look at the date at the top of the poll here, they conducted this poll during the Democratic National Convention, so Harris might be getting a bump here, but that was before her convention speech on Thursday. Now, taking a look at our competitive U.S. Senate race, incumbent Democrat Tammy Baldwin has a 5-point lead over Republican challenger Eric Hovde. Now, that is outside of the margin of error. Now, the poll also breaks down socioeconomic status of voters, asking them to identify whether they are middle or working class. We spoke with Brian Reisinger with Platform Communications, who helped sponsor this poll, about that breakdown.
As you look at our electorate and you look at these elections, we're increasingly divided by rural versus urban. Rural often going for Republicans, urban often going for Democrats. We're increasingly divided by working class versus middle class. Working class often going for Republicans. The higher up the middle class spectrum you get, tending to go for Democrats.
Now, we saw that in these poll results as a close to a 10-point swing either way, depending on how they identified. Now, I'll have more coming up at 5 and 6 about what these poll results may mean for tomorrow night's debate, as well as crucial local races here in Wisconsin.
Thank you, Will. Well, today we are launching our Coats for Kids drive.
Yes, that's right. We're working with the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County, Magic 98, and the Clinky Cleaners to make sure every kid in Dane County can stay warm this winter. Our meteorologist Alex Harrington is out live at the Clinky Cleaners on Monona Drive. Alex, good evening.
Hey there, Brady. Hey there, Braden. Beautiful evening out here to bring your gently used coats down to the Clinky Cleaners on Monona Drive here. We're live right now here, and we're packing the truck here. In a little bit in Maine weather, we're going to introduce Taylor Jackson with the Boys and Girls Club, and Taylor and I are going to do a gauge of how much of the truck we have filled with these gently used coats. We'll take those donations here live through this evening till 6:30, and then we'll take those donations at Clinky Cleaners until October 5th. Well, you're probably wondering, well, Alex, it's not the coolest of the days that we've had. These past two have been a little bit cooler, a little bit warmer today across southern Wisconsin. Do the weather live here too, live on location. We got a 78 degrees in Madison right now, 81 in Bosqueville, 80 in Lone Rock, 80 in the Dells. So we're starting off the work week on a warm note compared to where we were this weekend, where you might wanted to have the start off the day with a jacket or something a little bit on the warmer side with those crisp readings we had Saturday and Sunday. 79 in Middleton and 80 to the southeast in Edgerton. Temperatures are going to continue to increase. Today we started off in the upper 50s to the lower 60s, and then now we're seeing those temperatures kind of cap off right around 80 degrees. Again, coming up in Maine weather, we're going to talk to Taylor with the Boys and Girls Club. We're going to get an estimate how many coats we have here in the truck, and I'm going to give you an estimate this weekend when I think we're going to hit pretty close to 90 degrees. Back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you, Alex. Breaking news just into our newsroom. Actor James Earl Jones has died. Jones's agent confirmed Jones died this morning at home. Jones is widely known for voicing Darth Vader from Star Wars and Mufasa in The Lion King. In his career, Jones won 2 Emmys, a Golden Globe, 2 Tony Awards, a Grammy, the National Medal of Arts, the Kennedy Center Honors, and was given an honorary Oscar and a special Tony for Lifetime Achievement. No word on a cause of death yet. James Earl Jones was 93 years old.
Yeah, and continuing with our 3 for the People coverage, a new rule from the White House could expand access to mental health care and treatment for substance abuse disorders. The Biden administration announced the rule today. Most of the provisions will apply to group health plans and health insurance issuers for plan years starting from January 1st or after. The rule reinforces a law that requires insurance plans that cover mental health to do so at the same level as physical health.
There are real indications that we have a mental health crisis and that we need to take steps to make it easier for people to get the care they need and to continue in care that is going to help them get and stay well.
Here's how it works. Insurers will analyze how their mental health care system services compare to their physical health care services. If they have any discrepancies, they will have to make changes. Those can include bringing in more providers to their network, increasing payment rates, or getting rid of paperwork barriers. We have a statement from the president. It reads, in part, mental health care is health care. There's no reason that breaking your arm should be treated differently than having a mental health condition.
Well, coming up, another check-in with Alex out live at our Coats for Kids drive.
And the new rule for mammograms that go into effect tomorrow and what you should know about.
Nobody wants to put a new roof over their head. It's too expensive. And if they can extend the life of that roof and get 5 more years or 10 more years, it's a no-brainer.
What RoofMax does is it helps people in that they don't have to spend that $15,000, $20,000 on a new roof. They can spend pennies on the dollar.
The RoofMax product was a small percentage of cost of replacing a roof.
This is a great financial decision for us as a community.
Kamala Harris cast the tie-breaking vote that created America's inflation.
The vice president votes in the affirmative, and the bill is passed.
Economists said Harris's vote led directly to the higher prices we pay. 22% more for groceries, 50% more for gas. Mortgage costs nearly double. Thanks a lot, Kamala. Trump had our economy humming. He'll do it again.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Shop from the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin at Bergstrom Chevrolet. All with Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing, including our exclusive 7-day price protection and money-back guarantees. Stop in or shop and purchase at BergstromChevrolet.com.
Psoriatic arthritis symptoms can be unpredictable.
One day, your joints hurt.
Next sits on your skin.
I got Cosentix. Feels good to move.
Feel less joint pain, swelling and tenderness, back pain, and clearer skin, and help stop further joint damage with Cosentix. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur. Some are fatal. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms like fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, had a vaccine or plan to, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen. Serious allergic reactions and severe eczema-like skin reactions may occur.
I feel better.
Check out these moves. Just bust a move.
Ask your rheumatologist about Cosentyx.
Fall is just around the corner. Let the experts at Feldco get your home ready for the cooler temps ahead. Right now, buy one window, get one free. Plus, no interest for 3 years. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
I was a Kamala Harris supporter. That changed after an illegal alien murdered my son, running him over, then driving back and forth over Drew's body 3 times. The man who killed my son had been arrested previously, but Kamala Harris let him go. As San Francisco's DA, Kamala was soft on crime. As a senator, she supported releasing criminal aliens back into our neighborhoods. Kamala Harris is dangerous.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. If the foot isn't properly aligned, that results in muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
At the U.S. Capitol, Republicans and Democrats are releasing dueling documents on the deadly withdrawal from Afghanistan. The 2 reports come after years of investigation from Republicans on the House Foreign Affairs Committee. The GOP report accuses President Biden of demanding a U.S. exit no matter the cost. It claims he prioritized optics over the safety of personnel. Meanwhile, the Democrats accuse the GOP of pursuing a partisan narrative and blame the Trump administration for striking a deal with the Taliban that set the withdrawal into motion.
In Kentucky, a manhunt for a shooting suspect is in its 3rd day. Authorities are looking for 32-year-old Joseph Couch. He's a suspect in a shooting over the weekend that injured 5 people and hit 12 vehicles. This was on an interstate about 75 miles from Lexington. As they continue searching, some schools in the area are closed. Authorities say they believe they'll find Couch and have a $10,000 reward for any information leading to his arrest.
Boeing says it's reached a tentative deal to avoid a potential strike that could stop production as early as this week. The company says it's agreed upon a contract within the International Association of Mechanics and Aerospace Workers. The company says the union's S-33,000 workers will get a 25% pay raise, lower health care costs, and more union workers. Union workers say it's the best contract they have ever negotiated.
Let's get a look at your first warn forecast. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington has that. Alex, how's it going out there?
Hey there, folks. I'm live with Taylor Jackson here at the Monona Drive Clinky Cleaners as today we kick off packing the truck, right? Coats for kids. Yes. And Taylor and I, we were joking about a little bit before. My area obviously is weather, so we use instruments like a thermometer to tell us how warm it is outside, which is about 80. So let's do our own gauge here, Taylor. Can you tell us about how many coats we've received just today?
Yeah, so by my estimation, we have at least 100 coats here already. We're hoping to get, maybe even 100 more before the end of the night.
And folks, you can bring those coats down here live until 6:30 tonight. But our Coats for Kid promo here, that doesn't end today. It goes all the way through October 5th, to my understanding, correct?
Yes, October 5th, and then we'll get everything cleaned up and ready to go out to the community.
And what's our goal this year in terms of coats? What are we looking for that final number if we can get there? Hopefully we'll get there and go above it.
Absolutely. So our goal this year is at least 5,000 coats to be able to give out of all, sizes, shapes, and colors.
Well, thanks so much, Taylor. Yeah. Coming up, you want to tune in at 5 o'clock, too, for our main weather, because Taylor and I are going to talk a little bit more about the Boys and Girls Club. So look forward to tuning in and listening to Taylor about that organization coming up at 5. How about I'll do a little bit of weather here. We were talking about the thermometers before. Our thermometers right now are reading Upland Hills Health-sponsored cam here at the Capitol at 78 degrees. Dew point, we bring that up when we need to, 56, meaning it's a bit on the drier side. But when you get that nice sun here in your face like I have right now, it feels just a little bit warmer than the upper 70s across the area. Lows tonight will dip down into the low to mid 50s in the Wisconsin River Valley, mid to upper 50s in some of the higher spots, higher terrain areas. We'll do 54 in Madison. So comfortable night is what we're expecting over the area. Now, you may be wondering, as I look out here, the sky has that milky hue to it. Well, why is that? Well, it actually is because of wildfires way out over portions of the northern Rocky Mountains. I had some folks asking me about that today in passing, so I wanted to acknowledge that current smoke over portions of the northern Rockies, it's actually heading to the east, and as we use our wildfire smoke tracker, watch the orange. That's the high concentration, the high amounts of that smoke being pushed towards the east, and as we get into Tuesday night going into Wednesday, look at all that orange taking over the upper Midwest, including Wisconsin. So these hazy conditions, because of the wildfires out to the west, will continue to impact our weather. Not so much with the temperatures, though. We'll still have enough sun filtering through that smoke that will allow those temperatures. The warmest day will be Thursday as temperatures approach 90 degrees, and then we dip as we go into Saturday into Sunday. You might be wondering, why do we go into the upper 70s, Alex? Well, we do have a reason why. We are going to have some shower chances. The remnants of Tropical Storm Francine, which is way down by the Gulf of Mexico. It's going to be working its way north and bringing us just a chance of showers as we head later Saturday into Sunday. We're not expecting widespread heavy rains. We're not expecting thunderstorms with the remnants, the leftovers of Tropical Storm Francine, but just enough of that disturbance to bring us a few showers. And then after that shower chance, temperature staying in the lower 80s by day, 60s by night. Could see a shower or storm by Wednesday or Thursday of next week. Time for some viewer photos. Thanks so much, Phil, from Lake Marquette. And if you're dialing in or tuning in right now and you see that QR code, all you have to do is just get your phone out. Scan that QR code that links you right up to channel3000.com, our weather page, and that allows you to upload that photo, and then we can show those photos on air. Just like we were seeing here from Rock County, Tara showing this pretty rainbow photo. And we might have some rainbows by the time we get later into the weekend with those remnants of Tropical Francine moving up in this direction. Again, we're live here on Monona Drive's Clinky Cleaners right behind me as we continue to pack the truck for coats for kids. Back to you in the studio.
All right, keep up the good work, Alex. Thank you. The CDC is recalling eggs supplied by a poultry farm in our own state. It's led to 65 cases of illness related to salmonella across 9 different states. Of the 65 cases, 42 are here in Wisconsin. The eggs are labeled with Milo's Poultry Farm or Tony's Fresh Market. All types, sizes, and expiration dates are in the included recall. If you have any of these, you should throw them away or return them to the store.
Yeah, and about 3,000 men in the U.S. will get diagnosed with prostate cancer this year. That's according to the American Cancer Society.
The organization says more patients are learning they're sick late stage. And today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on what to know about screening and when experts recommend getting it done.
After decades of decline, late-stage prostate cancer cases are on the rise. The American Cancer Society says more than 35,000 men will die from the disease this year, despite tools to screen for it.
If found early, it is actually very treatable.
But the organization says many men are not being screened for prostate cancer. Experts believe it's due to misconceptions about the invasiveness of the screening process.
A rectal exam is not actually needed. So I think that's the important thing to know. A simple blood test can help indicate your risk of prostate cancer.
That prostate-specific antigen or PSA blood test will result in a risk score, which can help men determine if further testing is needed. The American Cancer Society recommends men talk to a doctor about screening as early as age 40 for those who have one or more first-degree relatives diagnosed with prostate cancer at an early age. Men 50 and older at average risk should also have the discussion.
There's a lot of fear that if one goes down a certain pathway, that before you know it, one's headed to a major operation. But it's really important to know you can start with a simple blood test and have a lot of information which can really guide, further treatment decisions.
I'm Mandy Gaither.
The American Cancer Society says rates of prostate cancer diagnoses are about 70% higher in black men than in white men. The organization says screening is critical because once this disease spreads beyond the prostate, it becomes much more difficult to treat.
Starting on Tuesday, all mammogram reports and results letters you get will include an assessment of breast density. A new FDA rule is requiring the assessment with a goal of reducing delayed cancer diagnosis. Women with dense tissue in the breast have a higher risk of developing breast cancer. If you get back your assessment and find you have dense breast tissue, the FDA says you should talk with your providers about the risk and make a screening plan. America's favorite freelance poltergeist, who specializes in the art of bioexorcism, is back and better than ever.
Boy, is he. We're looking at how Beetlejuice opened up at the box office in the Loper Report. That's up next.
I'm a two-time Trump voter.
In 2024, I cannot support Donald Trump.
Trump is 100%
responsible for January 6th.
His treatment of women is just disgusting.
Trump called servicemen suckers and losers.
If Trump has a second term,
it will be much worse than the first.
Kamala Harris is a prosecutor.
He's a convicted felon. In 2024,
I will be
proudly voting for Kamala Harris.
Republican Accountability PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Right now, we're running our 60-60-60 sale, so when you purchase your new concrete coating, you get a $60 Visa gift card plus either 60% off installation or 60-month no-interest financing. This is one of our best deals of the year, so visit our website or call the number for your new floor today.
By the time this ad is over, Karen will know if that feeling in her chest is AFib or just the end of a stressful day. It's that easy. Peace of mind that fits in your wallet. Cardia Mobile Card is on sale now at Cardia.com or Amazon. And now, Cardia Mobile Card is HSA FSA eligible.
A wide leaf filter? It's well designed, efficient. I appreciate that.
Leaf Filter's technology keeps debris out of your gutters for good. Guaranteed.
What more could you ask for?
Call 833-LEAF-FILTER today or visit leaffilter.com.
Memories matter.
I think the biggest thing I got out of my service in Vietnam was a real sense of patriotism. I'm very proud of what I did. I fought for you, and I'd fight for you again.
This September 11th, we remember, and we never forget those who sacrificed everything for our freedoms. We are Crest Funeral and Cremation Service, and we know that your memories matter.
Democrats say everything's great, but when you're on a fixed income struggling to pay for gas, groceries, or medicine, it doesn't feel great.
Biden-Harris created this mess.
And Tammy Baldwin's been right there with them.
25 years in Washington. What's she done?
Raised taxes.
Added trillions in new debt.
And gave stimulus checks to illegals.
I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message.
I'd like a stimulus check.
I'd like you to take out the trash.
When it comes to winning internet, TDS is in a league of our own. Just like the Green Bay Packers, Wisconsin born and bred, we live, work, play, hire, and get involved in the communities we serve. Like delivering the green and gold standard of internet. 100% fiber internet that's as fast, powerful, and reliable as your other hometown favorite, the Packers. TDS, internet that's built Wisconsin strong.
We have a look at the latest product from Apple. Apple has unveiled the iPhone 16. That's a lot of them. It's the first lineup of phones built for generative artificial intelligence, and that lets users create text and images. The new devices will range in price from $800 to $1,200. Most of its AI functions will roll out as part of a free software update in December. The iPhone 16 is set to hit stores on September 20th.
The NFL announces which artist will headline next year's Super Bowl halftime show. Rapper Kendrick Lamar has been tapped for the job. Lamar announcing the news on his social media pages over the weekend. He's a 17-time Grammy-winning award artist and even has a Pulitzer Prize. Super Bowl 59 is set to be played at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans on February 9th.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. I won't say it 3 times, don't worry, but saying his name twice is enough for him to appear at the top of the box office.
That's right, and Tim Burton's long-awaited sequel to the cult classic is bringing in a lot of cash. Here, Will Loper with the report.
May, Brady, and Merrill. It turns out some ideas are worth digging back up. Beetlejuice scared up a massive $110 million at the box office this past weekend to win #1. But should you ride a giant striped sandworm to theaters to see it?
Beetlejuice?
Yes, that's
it!
Name's Beetlejuice?
Ah, you said it twice. Just say it once more. Come on.
Director Tim Burton's original 1988 Beetlejuice introduced us to Michael Keaton as the fast-talking, sleazy bioexorcist. Well, you know his name.
So, say it once, say it twice, third time's a charm.
And 36 years later, he slips back into the character without missing a beat.
The juice is loose. I'm gonna make you so happy.
Winona Ryder and Catherine O'Hara also reprised their roles as Lydia and Delia Deeds.
The living, the dead. Can they coexist?
Jenna Ortega plays the daughter of Lydia in a strained relationship, while Beetlejuice fends off a vengeful undead lover in the underworld played by Monica Bellucci.
Bob, you and the boys stand guard. Nobody gets through.
There's also a funeral, an upcoming wedding, a budding teen romance, and an undead detective that all make this film too overstuffed. Michael Keaton shines in the title role, and the movie is a blast whenever he's on screen.
See, I'm willing to do the work.
Burton's imagination is on full display, and he recaptures some of the old magic. But too many plot lines and too many villains keep this movie from being truly great. There's enough in Beetlejuice to make it still enjoyable, and it's worth seeing in theaters despite its shortcomings.
Bob, hold down the fort.
For Live at 4, I'm Will Loper.
I'll agree with that. There's a lot going on, but it was fun. Go check it out. Well, a quick programming note starting today. Judy Justice will be replacing the Jennifer Hudson Show in the 3 p.m. time slot right here on WISC. Judy Justice will now lead into News 3 Now's Live at 4. The Jennifer Hudson Show has moved over to Television Wisconsin in the same time slot.
Yeah, and coming up, Alex will have our first foreign forecast.
Plus, a look at the new restaurant in the Wisconsin Dells. That's when we're back.
I will make it a top priority to bring down costs for all Americans.
Her plan? She'll take on big oil and drug companies who rip us off, penalize big corporations who price gouge us on food and gas, and make billionaires pay their fair share.
Donald Trump fights for billionaires and large corporations. I will fight to give money back to working and middle-class Americans.
LCB Victory Fund and FF PAC are responsible for the content of this ad.
Champion's big window sale is back.
Do you have ugly, hard-to-open, drafty windows? Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows, because when you buy two, you get two free. Buy two Champion windows, get two free? I guess that means if you buy four, you get four free. Buy six, get six free. Buy 10, get 10 free.
Hurry, Champion's Buy Two, Get Two free sale is for a limited time.
Great job, everybody. Thanks.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
With Chevy trucks, be ready for adventure. With power you can count on. Capability that doesn't compromise. A hard-working EV with more range than any competitor and the potential to take you anywhere. It's Chevy truck season. Get 1.9% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Dutch Boy, it's only paint. It's only paint that comes in an award-winning twist and pour container. It's only paint that can cover the brightest shade of orange known to mankind in just one coat. It's only paint that will inspire you to write your masterpiece. It's only paint that will help you become TV's hottest writer, where one day you'll meet this guy who starred in that thing. So yeah, it's only paint. Only easy opening, smooth pouring, change your life both professionally and romantically. Dutch Boy Paint.
He told us who he was.
Should abortion be punished? There has to be some form of punishment.
Then he showed us.
For 54 years, they were trying to get Roe v. Wade terminated, and I did it, and I'm proud to have done it.
Now Donald Trump wants to go further with plans to restrict birth control, ban abortion nationwide, even monitor women's pregnancies. We know who Donald Trump is. He'll take control. We'll pay the price.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Oh, it is a beautiful day to be out on the water. Oh, that is a full boat, too. And the temps are on the rise. Those are our weather words today. And actually, Alex is out collecting coats, not for a burst of winter weather, but for a good cause. Tell us more about that, Alex.
Yeah, Brady, you'd think on a day like today, coats? Why are we talking about coats? Well, we're getting ahead of an important cause, Coats for Kids, that we do every year, where we take your gently used coats. I'm live here on Monona Drive at the Clinky Cleaners, where we're filling up. We are packing the truck right now, the Clinky Cleaners truck, with coats. Just a few moments ago, I was talking with Taylor Jackson with the Boys and Girls Club that we've collected upwards of 100 coats already today. And with the weather being nice, what a better day and a better evening to bring your gently used coats, hats, mittens, scarves right down here to the Clinky Cleaners. And it's not just our Clinky Cleaners that I'm at right now here on Monona Drive. It's all the Clinky Cleaners in the Madison area. Now, temps are on the rise. It's warmer today than it was yesterday. Yesterday and the weekend, kind of cool, kind of crisp, nothing like that, and nothing like that in our temperature trends as we look at our temperature trend over the course of the next couple days. Expecting temperatures to approach near 90 degrees again by the time we get to Thursday. Yes, summer has made its return back to southern Wisconsin, and well, it is summer, so this is what you would expect to still have some warm temperatures. But as we head towards Saturday and Sunday, temperatures go from the upper 80s to the upper 70s. You might be wondering, well, what's going on there with that? We're having some showers that are going to move into the area as we go later Saturday and into Sunday. Coming up in my next main weather, I'm going to show you where are those showers coming from. It's not coming from the direction you would typically think our weather is coming from, but I will explain a little bit more in main weather. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, we've got 80-degree temperatures or near 80 across much of the area. Here in Dane County, we'll zoom on in. We've got a 78 right now in Madison. That's a very popular number. I often will say that when most of the numbers in Dane County are the same, right around 78 degrees. Temperatures this evening slipping down to around 70 by 8 o'clock. I plan to get a walk in it at that point in time. Jacob will be taking over and doing the later shows as those temperatures overnight tonight go down into the 50s. We'll see a low around 54 degrees. Not going to rule out a little bit of patchy fog coming up as we head into your Tuesday morning. But again, in main weather, in just a few minutes, we're going to talk about where is that rain going to be coming from. I mentioned it's not the direction that you typically think our rain would come from. More on that in a little while.
Thank you, Alex. Tomorrow marks the start of the trial of two brothers charged in connection to a shooting in October of 2021. The shooting happened at a Madison gas station at Southview and Willie Streets and left a man hurt. 28-year-old LeVar Reed Jr. is charged with attempted first-degree murder and armed robbery. His 26-year-old brother, Varshawn Reed, is charged with armed robbery. A criminal complaint says the shooting victim was under the impression he was meeting the younger brother to buy marijuana, but LeVar got in the victim's car and after the two struggled over a gun, shot the victim. Both brothers have pleaded not guilty. Jurors will be in the Dane County Courthouse for the trial at 1 in the afternoon tomorrow.
We're waiting on more information about skeletal remains found this weekend in Manitowoc County. The sheriff's office says their remains were found on private property on Saturday. The sheriff has not provided specific information about the race, sex, or age of the remains. They're working with the Wisconsin DOJ Division of Criminal Investigation, the State Crime Lab, the Two Rivers Police Department, and other agencies.
In a statement, the sheriff's office mentioned the case of Elijah Vu, a 3-year-old who has been missing since February. It reads, "We are fully aware of the ongoing case of missing 3-year-old Elijah Vu, who disappeared in February. At this time, though, we are unable to confirm if the remains discovered are related to the case. As soon as we know more information about the remains, we will provide an update right here on News 3 Now and channel3000.com. To receive updates directly to your phone, download the free Channel 3000 mobile app."
The Sauk County Sheriff's Office says the body was found less than 2 miles downriver from where a swimmer went missing earlier this month. The sheriff says deputies learned of a man's body washing up on a sandbar just after 8 o'clock this morning. It was about 1.75 miles from where a current swept away a 24-year-old man on September 1st. Authorities are working to identify the man and notify his family. They say they'll release his name with a later date.
And here's a look at the closing numbers for the stock market today. The Dow, S&P 500, and the NASDAQ are all up to start out the week. To continuing coverage now, today is the first of 3 days people who purchased bricks on UW's Brick Walk can pick them up. To prepare for a new practice facility near Camp Randall, UW is removing the bricks on its Brick Walk of Fame. Many of those bricks are dedicated to Badgers who have died. In response to the backlash, UW Athletics says it will relocate and display the bricks in a to-be-determined area around Camp Randall. If you bought a brick and don't pick it up between now and the 12th, UW Athletics will relocate it.
If you're looking for nostalgia with your dinner, there is an old restaurant new to the Wisconsin Dells. Big Boy is a nearly 90-year-old fast food chain from California that sports its picturesque Big Boy mascot out front. You might recognize the Big Boy mascot from the 1997 Austin Powers movie, where Dr. Evil turned it into a rocket. For decades, the Big Boy has taken over pop culture and become as iconic as the Golden Arches. You can try their old styles and new spins on burgers, breakfast, and comfort foods in the Dells, just west of Famous Dave's and the Colonial Hotel.
Big Boy is hard to miss. Every time I see it, I think of Austin Powers, too.
Totally.
Yeah. Well, coming up, we check back in with Alex live at our Coats for Kids Drive kickoff.
He'll have your firstborn forecast when we're back.
Welcome to Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. Active seniors 55 plus will enjoy our new luxury apartments, professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Demery today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Eric Hovde insulted Wisconsin seniors.
Almost nobody in a nursing home is in a point to vote.
What a jerk. He attacked those who are overweight.
Fine, you want to do that? Your health care is going to cost more.
How insulting is that?
He called farmers lazy.
Look at the old physical toil. Now you're largely driving around a tractor.
This guy doesn't have a clue.
Eric Hovde has insulted just about everyone.
What's wrong with this guy?
This is Good News, Madison, brought to you by Don's Home Furniture.
Yeah, we're really fortunate that we can do up to 10 concerts this year. We have a great relationship with the neighbors here around Breese-Stevens Field. We've had amazing support. Over the years, we've had everything from Willie Nelson to classic rock to, a little more harder rock like Queens of the Stone Age. So it's a great opportunity to get your family out, maybe potentially to a first show.
And that is Good News, Madison, brought to you by Don's Home Furniture.
We all know costs are too high, but while corporations are gouging families, Trump is focused on giving them tax cuts. But Kamala Harris is focused on you.
Building up the middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency.
She'll make groceries more affordable by cracking down on price gouging. And she'll cut housing costs by taking on corporate speculators. Middle-class families build America. We need a leader who has their back.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Are your home's tired, leaky gutters saying, rain, rain, go away? Is your basement at risk of flooding? To the rescue, Fry Construction and our Absolute Gutters. Our gutters are custom fabricated on-site for a perfect, seamless fit that's engineered to excel. Wishing for a break in the clouds? How about a sunny 29% discount on our Absolute Gutter System? To get this great deal, visit fryconstruction.com today to schedule your roof or siding replacement.
Welcome to Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. Active seniors 55 plus will enjoy our new luxury apartments, professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Demery today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
New at 5, we're giving you an exclusive look at new polling in Wisconsin with insight into working class voters, what it could mean for the upcoming election.
Come on down to the Monona Drive Clinky Cleaners live at 5. We'll continue to pack the truck for Coats for Kids, and I'll let you know when our temperatures approach 90.
So the reality is every single one of us in this community knows somebody who's been touched by this issue.
And ahead at 6, UW-Whitewater's shocking murder puts domestic violence in focus. We'll show you the warning signs and what to watch for and what you can do tonight at 6.
Well, it is a beautiful day out there today.
Yeah, it's stunning.
It's stunning, and Alex Harrington is outside right now. He's going to tell us about our weather and how you can help out a good cause. Alex.
It's great to be out here, and temperatures right around 80 degrees. We're live at the Clinky Cleaners on Monona Drive, still taking those gently used coat donations as the start of our Coats for Kids campaign promotion that goes through October 5th. Here in Monona right now, it's a beautiful evening to bring those coats on down. You might be wondering, I'm not thinking about coats with temperatures near 80, but what a wonderful night to just bring those gently used coats in our direction. The three things you got to get out of our forecast tonight: dry weather. We've been saying that's going to stick around for a while, and it's still going to do that. The hottest day this week is going to be Thursday, and you may be wondering, rain, Alex. We could use a couple of drops, and we do have a few drops in the forecast by the time we get to Sunday. Right now here, downtown Madison, beautiful shot there as we look over Lake Mendota, 78 degrees with filtered sunshine. This haziness that you see, that milky white color in the sky, that's actually wildfire smoke from way west over the northern Rockies that's being blown to the east, high up in the sky, and that's filtered sunshine, but not filtering it to the point where it's really taking those temperatures down. It's a warm day for early September. Temperatures at 6 o'clock, right around 77 degrees. When we get to 8 o'clock, we'll be down to about 70 when you join Jacob tonight for the 10 o'clock newscast. Temperatures right around 65. We're going to go for a low tonight of 54 in Madison. A little cooler in the Wisconsin River Valley, as I often say. Cool air has a tendency to pool in those valleys, and that's why those temperatures tend to be a little bit chillier in the Wisconsin River and in low-lying areas. 54 to the north in Camp Douglas, and sharing that with Baraboo. So a refreshing evening, but then the temperatures are going to continue to increase, even though we'll still have this filtered sunshine for the next few days from that wildfire smoke. That's not going to stop temperatures from approaching middle to upper 80s by the time we get to Wednesday and Thursday, and then those temperatures go down Saturday going on into Sunday. Might be wondering why that big change in those temperatures. Well, we have a weather system that's going to be moving in our direction. First, we're going to see the clouds from this weather system coming from a direction that's not very common where we get water in southern Wisconsin. Most of our water comes from weather systems that come from west to east. Well, we have showers from Francine coming up from the south. Francine right now currently over the northwestern portion of the Gulf of Mexico as a tropical storm with winds right now at 65 miles per hour, gusts to 75 miles per hour, and it's going to be making its direction, its track towards the north into the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes region, including parts of southern Wisconsin. There you see those clouds increasing again by Saturday and a few showers on Sunday. Temperatures a little bit cooler, as I mentioned, but we're going to still feel quite comfortable out there. Maybe wondering if we're going to get heavy rain or thunderstorms from the remnants, the leftovers of Tropical Storm Francine on Sunday. Right now, it doesn't look as though that's going to be the case. Just a couple of garden variety showers expected. Coming up during the 5 o'clock newscast, I'll give you a glimpse of what those showers will be like on Sunday across southern Wisconsin. Once that weather system moves off towards the east, temperatures right around 80 degrees and lows in the 60s. A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms again as we go way out in the 10-day, Wednesday and Thursday. So all in all, beautiful evening again to still come down here, bring your gently used coats as we start our Coats for Kids campaign across southern Wisconsin. The goal is to get 5,000 by October 5th, and we're going to continue to pack the truck this evening. Back to you in the studio, Meryl and Brady.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. Not many of us can find moments of happiness after 50 years on the job.
Unless you're Mike Lacrone, of course. Next, we're talking with the former director of UW-Madison Bands, along with Doug Moe, about their new book, Moments of Happiness, a Wisconsin Band Story.
Save big at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Choose an Amish handcrafted sofa from our showroom or let our design experts customize a look for you during the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture
at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
I'm a two-time Trump voter.
In 2024, I cannot support Donald Trump.
Trump is 100%
responsible for January 6th.
His treatment of women is just disgusting.
Trump called servicemen suckers and losers.
If Trump has a second term,
it will be much worse than the first.
Kamala Harris is a prosecutor.
He's a convicted felon. In 2024,
I will be
proudly voting for Kamala Harris.
Republican Accountability PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Service and savings. It's Woodman's.
Hi, we're the Woodmans. I'm Clint.
I'm Phil, saving you big time money on grilling out.
19-ounce Johnsonville brats, 2 for $9, or 12-ounce Bar-S hot dogs, just 99 cents each.
Hot prices on grilling.
Johnsonville brats, 2 for $9, Bar-S hot dogs, 99.
Ay caramba, hot prices on great products.
Better products, better prices, better service, because we're employee-owned.
It's Woodman's.
Kamala Harris cast the tie-breaking vote that created America's inflation.
The vice president votes in the affirmative, and the bill is passed.
Economists said Harris's vote led directly to the higher prices we pay. 22% more for groceries, 50% more for gas. Mortgage costs nearly double. Thanks a lot, Kamala. Trump had our economy humming. He'll do it again.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Fall is just around the corner. Let the experts at Feldco get your home ready for the cooler temps ahead. Right now, buy one window, get one free. Plus, no interest for 3 years. It's the perfect time to make valuable upgrades to your home and save more money in the process. Our custom windows are built in the U.S. to the highest standards and made to withstand the harsh Midwest weather. Buy one window, get one free, and soon. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Tammy Baldwin's partner is Maria Brisbane, a Wall Street wealth advisor to the ultra-rich. They spend their time in New York and D.C. in their multi-million-dollar homes. But Baldwin fails to report their jointly owned assets or Maria's clients, who get rich off industries that Tammy regulates. That's a conflict of interest, raising serious ethical questions. Two-faced Tammy Baldwin. She's not for us anymore. Fix Washington PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Save big at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Choose an Amish handcrafted sofa from our showroom or let our design experts customize a look for you during the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture
at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
Behind the aerial stunts and sequined outfits, Mike LeCrone's mission was pretty simple. Find moments of happiness.
That's a good mission, too. Now the former director of UW Bands is talking about those moments in a new book he co-authored with Doug Moe, Moments of Happiness, a Wisconsin band story. Both of you are here today, but no sequin jacket.
No, I fouled up. I should have brought one along. But it's hard to live that down, but yeah. I have to tell you, I enjoy doing it, so I can't
tell. Yeah.
Of course.
We've been looking through this book. Why did you decide it was a good time to tell your story now?
Well, I had a lot of people ask me, you know, what happened with the band, what happened here, and I thought, I have to put it down someplace, and what better person than Doug Moe to chronicle everything that happened. I mean, it was as a result of people saying, we ought to write a book, and so with help, I did.
Yeah, and what about Doug, you know, made you want to do that with him?
Well, I've done a few of these projects, and I have to say this was probably the one call or email that I got that made me the most excited, because I was a fan of Mike's, knew him a little bit from having done articles with him. But once we decided to work together, it was a privilege. I mean, 50 years, and we get his life before and after. So we had fun. You know, somebody said getting 2 people together to write a book is like getting 3 people together to make a baby. Things can go wrong.
Yeah.
But we got along well.
Yeah, you learn kind of each other's workflow that way, yeah. You know, you've been called the ambassador of the University of Wisconsin for about a half-century, and in that time, you removed a lot of barriers for women to be in the band, and you also tried to feature high school musicians who had special needs pretty often. Why was that important to you?
Well, sometimes that gets overlooked. We had a thing called Very Special Arts, which they had this wonderful organization, but they didn't have any place to perform. So they asked me once if I thought I could find some opportunity for them to perform. So I thought, well, I've got a football field there. Why not put them on that and let them be spotlighted? And to see these kids' faces is just marvelous to see when they come out on the field in front of 75,000 people. And it's a joy that they bring. That's what music is for me. It's making people have a good time.
That makes you feel good then, too.
Oh, it makes, yeah, very good.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that one. How about you, Doug? What was your favorite, you know, part of creating this book and this journey?
Well, I like some of the funny stories, you know. Mike can talk about riding an elephant in for a halftime and what happened then.
Well,
I'm trying to find that photo in there. I found one of you riding a cow.
Oh, there it is. There's okay.
Yeah. What was going through your head during that?
Well, I don't know how to answer that for sure, but it was a stunt that we were trying to build up enthusiasm for the football team, which wasn't very good at that time. So I thought, why not have a circus show and ride an elephant in?
Why not?
That's right. It had never been done before, and it probably won't ever be done again because the elephant didn't do exactly what the script called for. But she sort of ad-libbed, which made a lot of interest in the stadium, but some people thought it should have been embarrassed, but I thought it was funny.
When you were doing that, were you like, how did I get up on an elephant? Did you ever have those thoughts?
You know, I didn't. I thought the entire thing was fun, and the kids in the band who saw it all happen, they thought it was funny too. As I've said many times, I think the people who didn't have fun with it was the people who had to clean it up.
The elephant. That makes sense. That makes sense.
That kind of goes into my, next question. There's lots of glitz, glam, elephants, flips. Tell us more about like the work that goes into your career and your life.
Well, it's like a lot of performance. People see the end performance. You know how that works. You see the end performance, and you understand all the things that have to go through it. You have to write the music. You have to get the charts done. You have to get all of the extra people who get involved. And I couldn't have done it at all without the people who were in the behind-the-scenes sort of things. I mean, they did everything from make sure the uniforms got cleaned, to make sure that I was supposed to be where I was supposed to be at the right time. That behind-the-scenes work, people have no idea of what goes on to make that happen.
That's tough. I wanted to end with this. One of the things that you wrote was live for those moments of happiness and remember them. Why is that so important about anything?
Well, I think it's easy for us to get caught up with the fact that, oh, this bad happened. We're not happy with what's going on. And I think it's saved me on a number of occasions. I just have to think, well, that might have been bad, but what'll get me through is thinking about all those things that happened that was good.
Yeah.
And I've sort of used that as a mantra for the people in the band. We started using it back in 1993 and as a sort of a catchphrase, and it's kind of stuck with the band, and I think with Doug's help, I think it's going to stick with the other people.
We have a launch event tomorrow at 6 o'clock. I want to encourage folks to come. It's free, and I'll be grilling Mike, and it's at the Central Library, and probably going to have some music. So
very good.
Everyone's invited.
And 6 p.m.?
Yep.
6 p.m. Okay. And yeah, pick up a copy of this book, Moments of Happiness, a Wisconsin band story, and I love the picture on the.
That's got to make you happy just looking at it.
What an honor to have you both. Thank you.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you both.
We'll be right back.
We know Wisconsin workers can get the job done.
But China has been taking our jobs.
For years, our government built America's infrastructure with Chinese iron and steel. I said that's got to change.
Tammy Baldwin wrote the law to make sure American projects are made with American iron and steel. Now we're getting more work in Wisconsin.
With Wisconsin workers.
Tammy Baldwin stood up to China and our government.
She got the job done.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
Right now, we're running our 60-60-60 sale. So when you purchase your new concrete coating, you get a $60 Visa gift card plus either 60% off installation or 60-month no-interest financing. This is one of our best deals of the year, so visit our website or call the number for your new floor today.
Building up the middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency.
She'll do it with new ideas to make middle-class life more affordable. New caps on the price of medicine, new investments in clean energy to bring down costs for families. And while Trump will cut taxes for the super rich, she'll cut taxes for the rest of us. A stronger middle class, a future we can afford. LCB Victory Fund and FFPAC are responsible for the content of this ad.
Did you get hit with big energy bills this summer? You aren't alone, and we want to help. Because if your house was hot this summer, it's going to be cold this winter. And heating and cooling is by far the biggest energy user in your home. That's why our foam insulation is such a great investment. Our best offer of the year just ended August 31st. But to help you get ready for winter, we're going to extend it until September 22nd, the first day of fall. When we foam your walls, we'll insulate your attic for free.
USA Insulation.
Tonight, we're giving you an exclusive look at new polling in Wisconsin with insight into working-class voters. Will Keneally crunches the numbers. We'll show you what it could mean for the upcoming election. That's coming up at 5.
Inflation is affecting everyone's bottom line this election year.
We haven't been making profit. We're just keeping the lights on.
I'm exposing the tough realities local small business owners are facing and what candidates can do to capture their votes. 3 for the People, Tuesday at 10.
We'll take a look at this. A severe storm collides with a raging wildfire. Larissa Gonzalez caught the moment on camera in California. A storm was moving through a towering line fire that officials are struggling to contain.
Experts say intense wildfires can sometimes create their own severe weather. As the combo of intense heat and smoke climbs into the sky, so-called fire clouds can be created. And if those clouds are fueled with enough heat, they can generate their own rain or lightning.
Isn't that something?
That's crazy.
We'll be right back.
Donald Trump's back, and he's out for control.
I would have every right to go after them.
Complete control.
I will wield that power very aggressively.
And he has a plan to get it.
Detailed plans for exactly what our movement will do.
It's called Project 2025, a 922-page blueprint to make Donald Trump the most powerful president ever. Overhauling the Department of Justice, giving Trump the unchecked power to seek vengeance, eliminating the Department of Education, and defunding K-12 schools, requiring the government to monitor women's pregnancies and severe cuts to Medicare and Social Security. Donald Trump may try to deny it, but those are Donald Trump's plans.
Well, revenge does take time, I will say that. And sometimes revenge can be justified.
He'll take control, we'll pay the price.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
If you're looking for a new fence or deck, we're running our 60-60-60 sale. You'll get a $60 Visa gift card plus either 60% off the installation or 60-month no-interest financing on your fence or deck. Scan the code to see if you qualify.
After careful review of medical guidance and research on pain relief, my recommendation is simple. Every home should have Salon Paws. Powerful, yet non-addictive. Targeted and long-lasting. I recommend Salon Paws. It's good medicine.
Get an 11% rebate on all flooring at Menards. Upgrade your home with Tarkett. From durable laminate flooring, easy to install sheet vinyl, and waterproof vinyl plank, Tarkett has it all. Get this laminate flooring for $199 a square foot after rebate. Transform your home with top appliance brands including KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and Criterion. Save over $300 on this Whirlpool washer and dryer pair after sale price and 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
I was a Kamala Harris supporter. That changed after an illegal alien murdered my son, running him over, then driving back and forth over Drew's body 3 times. The man who killed my son had been arrested previously, but Kamala Harris let him go. As San Francisco's DA, Kamala was soft on crime. As a senator,